Just an incredible football game. Just an incredible football game. Who's better? I mean, Drake May's not playing in the game. Drake May's been better this year, but who of the traditional quarterbacks are better than these guys?
Stafford.
Stafford's played
That's
better.
the only one.
He's been better.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you what Josh doesn't have in Buffalo is Puka and McVay and Devontae Adams, and he's got a lot working for him. But I just thought in this game, this was a moment of excellence from the Bills offense and from Joe Brady. I thought they found a way in this game. You talk about tight ends. It's not too hard when you play Cincinnati and you look at their defense and you say, hey, they've given up like a bajillion yards to tight ends on the season. Like, let's just get the ball to our best players. It just so happens that we got Kincaid back, and he's like, I mean, it's a sight for sore eyes. But they also did a great job of kind of managing the game, especially for falling down 14-3. That was not part of the script for them. And you heard me talk about this Bengals offense. I thought it was going to take 40 points to win this game, 35, 40 points to win this game, and it took all of it. And for the Bills, like, they've gotten pretty good at winning these high-scoring games, even with the people that they have around them. You think about the Tampa Bay game. That's not the concern. The concern I have is the games where they don't have much going because they're outmatched outside, like a Houston game, like earlier this season, or like a New England game where the pressure's getting to Josh. When Buffalo plays teams that don't have pass rush, even if it's in the snow, I feel like they're going to shred that team. Like, if you look at Buffalo, the biggest predictor, is do you have pass rush? Because it's going to speed them up, and they don't have the guys outside that can win in fractions of time. But on a day like today, they were able to just get it done. And I think a lot of it was, hey, 4th and 4 at midfield, down 14-3. That game could go totally different at that point, because you find yourself down. And I said coming in, probably want to play keep away, right? That would be the best game script for Buffalo. That didn't work out. 14-3. If you don't get this, you're fucked. You hit Gabe Davis on the sideline. And I think it was a 4th down in the low red to Shakir, and that was winning football, dude. That was championship level football right there from a quarterback and a receiver. They were playing one-on-one. He cut Knight's sideburn. Like, the ball was like on his ear, dude. I mean, and they're just playing one-on-one. So you get that excellence. Both these guys are throwing through the snow. I thought Joe looked great for most of the game. Both these quarterbacks missed a throw or two, but what do you expect? It was a lot of fun, but that fourth quarter, 21 points, 5.5 minutes, whatever it was, insane. My face said it all. I've never seen a swing like that in a football game. It was just crazy. And Benford, just probably one of the most underrated players in the league, honestly.
No doubt.
The defense he's on, you kind of are like, well, they don't have any great players. They do have a great player in Benford.
Stud.
He's probably their best player, I'd say, at this stage in his career. And he held Chase to, 40 yards or something like that?
Something like that.
I heard a lot of people talking if you can keep him under 100. And the snow helps. And, I think also Cincinnati used him as a decoy some. And Higgins factored in the game plan more. Why wouldn't he? I'll go at the rookie, right? I'll go at somebody else. It's a smart thing to do. All they have to do in this game is not make that back-breaking mistake at the end of the football game. And that's what kills me for Burrow, because they have been so close. And over the last 2 years, it is undeniable that if that team got in the playoffs, they're a fucking nightmare to deal with.
Mm-hmm.
But because of, injuries and yada, 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 and close games and inventing – this is a new way to lose a football game. Yep. We said last year they invented a lot of new ways to lose football games. They
found another.
So they found a different one. And I just thought Josh Allen, the play to go up 2 scores late where he pumps Carter on the crosser, he's never going to throw that ball. Those linebackers, they're so young. I think they have chances to be good players in Cincy, but they're just outmatched in a game like that. And, God, it ends up being it's all about the money downs for Buffalo.
Yeah, for sure. And I think if the Bills' defense isn't going to be a great unit on a down-to-down basis, what they're going to need to do down the stretch here is do what they did yesterday, capitalize on opportunities, take the ball away, especially in big moments, high-leverage moments in games. Obviously, you mentioned the Benford pick six, and the next play is the tip drill interception, Phillips to Epinesa. So they made some big plays down the stretch defensively. And you mentioned Kincaid, Chris. I think having him back, you can tell. It almost looks like Josh looks more settled out there, and you can tell how much of the passing game is designed through him when he's not on the field. It's kind of like it's similar to the effect that Jaden Reed had in Green Bay with when you get that guy back, the biggest piece in your passing game. It allows all the other offensive pieces to kind of slide back into their natural role, into the design of the offense, and then you're able to dictate matchups like Reed was with Watson, and then in this game, there are just like little moments where you see them trust Keon Coleman in a big spot,
right?
Where I don't know if they're doing that a couple weeks ago when Kincaid's out of the lineup, so he's a big piece of what they're trying to do.
Listen, I think for Buffalo, it's as simple as, and they've got a tough schedule down the stretch. I don't think they win the East. I don't. I think they beat the Pats next week, respectfully. And obviously been wrong before, but was wrong yesterday about a big game, Nate. But I think
that's in New England, right?
Yeah, it's in New England.
I'm a little worried about that one for the Bills, man. I mean, I feel like if the Drake May and the Patriots can win that game at home, I feel like it's almost changing of the guard a little bit. It's got a new situation here in New England, and Josh Allen, Drake May is now the AFC East guy.
Okay,
I don't know.
So you think they're going to win the game? I just look at it this way. And by the way, Buffalo was favored last night.
I'm just worried about the Bills' defense.
I am too. Obviously, you're always worried about the Bills' defense, and I think that's the big problem. I think they win the game and still lose the division because if you look at their schedule down the stretch, New England's, they're going to finish strong. Buffalo, if they win out, you never know, but they need help.
Bills are currently favored by a point on the road in New England,
which is a little fishy for a lot of people. I think a lot of people are like you two. They think the Pats are going to win this game.
Well,
I thought
that for me, it's
coming off a bye week, getting healthier. I don't know.
Yeah,
I'm kind of. I want the Bills to win. I just think the Patriots will.
I think it's going to come down to maybe Josh Allen, his legs, how many yards and he can help out in the rushing game, because
which he did yesterday.
New England, because New England, their rush defense is the best in the league, one of the best in the leagues, and holding. And if they can't get Cook going, that's really the igniter of their offense usually to get a lot of things going and open up everything for Josh Allen, is if Cook is having a pretty decent game and getting some big runs. So if they can find a way to get that going, I feel like that's going to help their chances a lot. But the Pats just been really good and been stingy on stopping that run defense the whole year. The running attack. So it's gonna be interesting to see.
I thought Josh played poorly in that first game. I just I bank on a rebound.
They had a bunch of turnovers.
They turned the fucking ball over. It's gonna be a great game. Suffice to say, it's gonna be a great game. But the point is, I think New England wins the East. I think Buffalo, when you look at their situation outside of New England in the AFC. Who are you afraid of playing now? Because remember earlier in the season, one of the concerns was Houston can run the football, or Indy can run the football. It doesn't matter. They're probably not going to be in the playoffs now. Houston, like we said, can beat anybody. Yeah. That should be everybody's bugaboo. Mm-hmm. I don't know if that. I think Buffalo could beat Denver. Respectfully, Reed.
That's fine. We talked about it last night. That Denver's coming back down to earth.
No, they're great. Yeah. They win a lot of close games. They're fabulous. Mm-hmm. But I can't help but wait the quarterback. And he all of a sudden is going to be in a room with a bunch of quarterbacks that Bo Nix, good quarterback, right? Mm-hmm. Drake May, phenomenal this year. Best quarterback maybe in the league outside of Matt Stafford, depending on what you think. You're right. Mm-hmm. But he's young. Haven't seen him in the playoffs yet. Trevor Lawrence, Hall of Fame. We'll get to the next one. Aaron Rodgers, older Hall of Famer. I still haven't heard Patrick Mahomes' name. That's the point. All of a sudden,
I think the Steelers
gone.
Is the only team.
Gone.
The Steelers might be the only team in the AFC outside of the ones you mentioned, the Patriots, the Bills, and the Texans, that are a little scary headed to the playoffs. And it's only because it feels like Aaron Rodgers has been connecting with, at least yesterday, with DK Metcalf on deep shots. And it feels like a little bit of a sleeping giant almost. But other than that, Chris, I'm to your point. I'm not fucking caping for the Steelers before we all jump down my throat. I just think it's the only team, just with some of the talent they have, with Aaron Rodgers, the experience he has,
Somebody said
the talent
Houston.
of like DK Metcalf. That's the only team that in the AFC is a little scary down the stretch. But I'm not a Steelers
This
guy.
is funny as fuck. Mello with the dot said Houston would literally send Rodgers to a retirement home. Like, the memes that you keep seeing of his face when he gets hit, like Houston, God forbid Houston gets a home game for some reason, which I don't think that's going to happen. But like, that's the thing for Houston. What was so big about their win was they did it on the road. Mm-hmm. They've been like another level at home. So as we kind of look at this last night, I drew this up and kind of figured, okay, let's say I think Jacksonville wins the division, right? Because I did this whole exercise last night. I think Chargers in, I think Houston in, and we also looked at enhance, go down the list a little bit. I can't remember who the third team was. I think Miami's schedule's too tough. We'll get there in a second. Kansas City or Baltimore, and if you're Buffalo, you just root like hell for Baltimore to make the playoffs over Kansas City, or maybe it's Indy. I don't know, but the two teams I feel really good about are Houston and the Chargers. Obviously, tonight can change a lot of things for the Chargers depending on how it goes. But the way I look at it is like Buffalo, all of a sudden, you look around the room and you're like, damn, it looks a lot different in this room this year. And I don't think we're that much worse than we were last year. The defense is fucking streaky dog shit. Mm-hmm. But streaky dog shit. Like, sometimes they'll play good.
Yeah. What if they're on the
Grow
streak?
up quick, Maxwell Harrison.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, the fucking, was it Shaq Thompson?
Yep.
He's good for them.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
a ball.
If they can just work on Sanders taking reps at end a little bit more, like, it's a puzzle for them. They need all 17 weeks to figure it out. So we'll see.